Whoa, buddy! This is RJ from Game News USA, and we have awesome news. And I got some other news that is a little less awesome after it. But thank you for being here, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Let's jump right into it. It's been a while since I covered the gaming news. I apologize for that. I am Game News USA, for God's sakes. And that's what we're going to start doing around here, is covering more of the gaming news. Luckily, a lot of things fell into my lap to talk about today. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. First of all, with the thing that I am the most hyped for, maybe the game I'm most hyped for coming out in the next 6 months now, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is coming to the Nintendo Switch. The hype train is real. Let's get it going. Woohoo! Let's do it! I absolutely love the Xenoblade Chronicles series. And you know what? The thing is, I played Xenoblade 1 on the Wii. It was fine. I kind of stopped at some point. They come out with the Definitive Edition. Loved it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 I didn't jive with so much. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out. You all know, if you followed me on the channel long enough, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is one of my absolute fucking favorite games of all time. But I haven't really talked that much about Xenoblade Chronicles X. The truth is, I kind of missed the boat on it for the most part. At the time, I was in a gaming hiatus myself. I barely played it and picked it up. And now that I'm getting a chance to replay this, but in a definitive edition on the Switch, I don't have to wait for the Switch 2. The fact that it's coming, it's one of the last holdovers from the Wii U, the big important games that never came over from the Wii U to the Switch. The fact that it's finally coming after 10 long years, it's happening, people. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition comes out March 20th, 2025, and I am so pumped. I don't even care if that means the Switch 2 isn't coming out till like May or June. But that's what I do want to touch on that a little bit. The fact that this game is coming out March 20th, and there is no mention of a Switch 2 enhancement or Switch 2 anything, tells me that, yes, the Switch 2 is going to be announced probably early next year. Nothing for the later this year, probably early next year. And honestly, what are we looking at probably? A May or a June release date for the Switch 2, I would guess. So this is like going to be the swan song for the Switch. The Switch keeps coming out with remasters and remakes and ports, especially in the later half of its time. Look, the Switch 2 has to be backwards compatible. If it's not, that's just a fucking insane decision that I'll make 80 videos about. So they're going to get it out there. They have to put software out. It's cheap to port this over. Let's go. Let's do it. I'll buy it. I don't care. I don't care if it's $70. I don't care if it's $100. I'll empty my wallet for Xenoblade Chronicles X. And you best believe I'll put like 100 hours into it, 2 hours into it. I'll probably love it. You know? Especially after I've rekindled my love of the Xenoblade franchise with 1 and then with 3. 1 Definitive Edition and then 3. And there's going to be new story elements too. Maybe they'll find a way to tie it more into the trilogy. Maybe they'll be able to put a nice little bow on everything and end the series as is before they start a new IP, or maybe they can lead into Xenoblade Chronicles 4 in some way. But as you can tell, I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. We'll definitely cover that on the channel after it releases, no doubt. But I do have a couple news stories that are less exciting. First of all, there's accusations going on that, and EA's been accused of this for years, but in particular, EA is being accused of basically, allegedly, and I'm not saying it, I'm saying that other people are saying it, EA is being accused of buying good reviews. I think Dragon Age Velguard got some good reviews. I'm not even going to cover it on my channel. I think the reviews, they look like, to me, they're tainted. Some people I know are interested in playing it, and Godspeed to them. I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to cover it. And honestly, that's where my coverage is going to end of Velguard. But it's kind of ridiculous to sit there and, you know, try to buy off reviewers if that is indeed true. If it's not, I will recant the story. But that is what I'm hearing. is that they're buying reviews scores, essentially. And that's why sometimes mainstream media is corrupt, and that's why sometimes you can't trust the reviews. Speaking of which, we do some reviews on this channel too every week. And we try to keep it objective as possible, especially when we go through other people's reviews and trying to sniff out the bullshit. But, yeah, that happened. And then the other piece of news that is not as thrilling, it was to be expected, but Firewalk Studios is being shut down by Sony. I mean, look, first I want to say I feel really bad for the developers that were let go. You know, they were forced to make a game that was going to be dead on arrival. And, you know, they got paid for their time. But now that the game is out, Concord, and it flopped and failed horribly in one of the worst flops of all time. If any studio was going to get fired or deserved to get fired, it's that. But I do feel bad for the people that work there, and I hope they're able to land on their feet and find jobs quickly. Now, PlayStation, of course, I can't fault them for shutting the studio down for the reasons I just mentioned. But hopefully it's a lesson learned that you can't just peddle out woke bullshit garbage and expect to get a good result anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. You can't put out looter shooter, fucking woke garbage and expect to be making hand over fist money. Obviously that wasn't happening. People weren't willing to buy a game that they could get something that's like it for free. They're not willing to buy a game for $40. They should have had this game free to play if they were even going to release it at all. Because clearly, a game like this is dead on arrival if you got to pay any money because it's a barrier of entry. Games like this are free to play now. That's how it goes. People pay for single-player campaigns. They get multiplayers for free. That is how the current market is. You have to adjust the current to market. This game was in development for 8 years, Concord, and it was well behind its time. And it took way too long to develop this game, and obviously the timing was bad and the ideas were bad. So the studio gets fired, and that's how capitalism works. So again, feel sorry for the developers. But overall, guys, I'm so hyped for Xenoblade Chronicles X that even though these other bad news stories are out there, I don't really care about that as much. I'm just excited to get my hands on Xenoblade Chronicles X. How about you? Why don't you let me know in the comments below how you feel about the Xenoblade franchise, and if you're excited for Xenoblade X. Let me know if you played Concord at all before they shut it down. And let me know if you plan on playing Dragon Age Velguard, and if you care about what the reviews are or they're not, or if they're fake. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching my video. Peace. Have a good one. I'm out.